Friedrich Nietzsche said, "I'm not upset that you lied to me. I'm upset that from now on, I can't believe you." Now, of course, the founder of Tesla Motors isn't without his flaws. Elon Musk does have his flaws, but time and time again, he showed that he is actually quite transparent with his direction for the company. But for the most part, he's actually been quite successful in delivering on his promises. 10 years ago, he actually published and wrote on the Tesla blog something called the Master Plan. So he's actually written this master plan over 10 years ago, and that's kind of outlined what he wanted to accomplish over the next 10 years. He has since updated this plan to include a master plan part 2, and it's still available on the Tesla website to this very day. Hi, I'm Jonathan, and I don't own a Tesla, but I do own Tesla stock. I'm not here to give you financial advice, but I do want to share with you about a company called Tesla. Of course, as usual, what we'll do is dive into the Tesla community and see what those smart people over there are tweeting. So our first tweet today comes from Alex. He says, regardless of who wins the election, Tesla will do just fine. With regards to climate change, however, it's different. So what I'll do is actually focus more on the company itself and see what other macro factors might affect its success and indirectly, of course, influence its stock price. Now, no matter what, it does seem that the Senate is going to be Republican. Now, we actually know that Tesla will benefit tremendously from a president who pushes forward electrification of America. At this current moment, it does seem that Biden is in the lead and will likely come out as the president of the United States. Because of this, he will push forward policies that will benefit Tesla. In my opinion, he will put together a proposal to continue with EV credits and something along the lines of incentivizing people to switch towards electric vehicles. Biden has also said that the US will opt back into the Paris Agreement from which Trump had opted out originally. Again, this puts the US back on the map in terms of environmental processes and policies, which will benefit Tesla. Our next tweet comes from James. He says, I like NIO, but I disagree with the strategy. In under 5 years, battery technology will improve such that charging time will be greatly reduced and range will be greatly increased, rendering this technology almost useless. NIO will be stuck with big write-offs. So James is actually referencing Moneyball, who tweeted about how NIO is ramping up their battery swapping stations. NIO's claim to fame is also EVs, but their model is a little different. They have said that they prefer quick swaps for batteries rather than having those battery charged. Now, I do think it will become antiquated, but it doesn't change the fact that there's enough room in the market for both. I just think that NIO's process is a bit more short-sighted, but seeing Tesla invest money into developing better vehicles with better battery technology only bodes well for it in the long term. So I'm sure everyone knows this by now, but Tesla came out with their own tequila and they partnered with Nosotros, did I say that right? Tequila, to produce a limited run of their Tesla tequila. They're selling it for $250 a pop, and of course it's only available in certain areas. Of course, this could be a clue to bigger things like S&P inclusion, or it could be just nothing. That's Elon for you. Sometimes he does things just for fun, and he can, and so he does. This isn't really big news, but I thought it'd be fun to share anyways. The product looks really cool, and I wish I got one, but it's just a bit too expensive for me. So for those who don't know, in 2018, he did post an April Fool's photo with him lying beside a car saying that he was passed out with 3 bottles of Tesla-quila next to him. Moving on, we've got Dr. Maximilian. He says, Germany is kicking ass in the EV revolution. Good timing. Elon is in Germany today recruiting talent for Tesla Giga Berlin. So we do know that yesterday Elon did fly into Berlin to interview engineers. So as the world's 4th largest automaker, Germany is increasingly becoming more electrified. So this year, October, we actually see that Germany rapidly increased their total market share of plug-in EVs. This year, they're at 17.5% of all their vehicles. Compare that to 1 year ago. In 2019, they only had 3%. So what I'm saying is we knew the disruption would come, but it's just coming way faster than anyone could have anticipated. So our next tweet comes from Chow. He says, looks like the volume product of Model Y at Giga Shanghai has already started. Now, as you know, Tesla hasn't always had the best track record of being on time, but that's okay because they're doing really big things. But lately, they've really gotten manufacturing down to a science. By October 2020, they had hoped to get 3 Giga presses with aluminum die casting for Giga Shanghai. Based on this tweet, it does seem that they are ramping up, and I'm not particularly surprised. Now, if you look at the pace of which they're building Giga Berlin as well as Giga Texas, then you know that they've really nailed this, and they know how to build and scale now. Manufacturing is not as easy to scale as it seems. They need to build the thing that builds the thing. And so I really think that finally they figured it out. And so I do think they will make their deliveries for Q4 this year, and we should all be in for a nice surprise. Our final tweet today comes from Ray. He says that Tesla refunds thousands of Model 3s as port chaos causes delivery delays. Now, as some of you may know, Port Botany is actually an industrial maritime port in Australia that imports these Model 3s. So currently, the Maritime Union of Australia and the Patrick Terminals can't come to a bargaining agreement, and therefore there's a strike. That means there's actually a delay that comes to those who purchase those Model 3s in Australia. Now, at the beginning of this video, we talked about trust, and there's nothing that builds more trust between a customer and a company than when that company refunds money back to that customer. Now, this refund has been reported as much as $12,000, and that's not nothing. Tesla has decided to honor their current pricing of the base Model 3 compared to when the customers originally bought it, which is before the price drop. And so Tesla has said, hey, look, what we'll do is we'll refund you the money so it's like you're buying it now, and we're sorry for the delay. Now, what's crazy is Tesla doesn't have to do this. They didn't cause this strike, they didn't cause this delay, and yet they are going out of their way to make sure that these customers felt like they are being taken care of. That's trust building. So that's it for today's wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. And if there are any other questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.